Say what you will about our channel, but at least we are extremely intellectually consistent. We want transparency and the release of all available information on Charlie Kirk's assassination, on President Trump's assassination attempt in Butler, on the assassination attempt this past weekend. It's only 5 days old, and we only received this footage filmed from a potato, through a potato, from a Nokia 7 phone that was currently playing Snake from 2007. It's embarrassing that this is the kind of footage that we get in 2026 when everybody has a 4K device in their pocket, probably multiple 4K devices on body cams, yet this is what's released to the public, and it's enraging, and hey, we call for all of it. Now, with varying degrees of success, we know as a matter of fact that there is footage and there's information about the Butler shooting that is not being shared with the American public. That's just a matter of fact. We know that from top level federal law enforcement. And that's a choice, actually, of the president. And I don't know why. But it is what it is. This is something that also is important, that an enormous amount of discovery and evidence about the Charlie Kirk assassination will be released at trial, especially in the preliminary trials that they're going to be having here in a couple of weeks. And so we're going to be able to see the state's case and the state's evidence and so on. And that's just the way that the system works. But I rage at the top of my lungs for the release of new and better information. And thank God we finally got it. From the FBI Field and Audio Video program, we have the actual high quality, high definition video of what happened and what transpired on Saturday night with the goofball LARPer. Look at this. Cole Allen, who dressed up like a mafia hitman to go kill Donald Trump. How do we know that? Barack Obama hasn't sent a correction tweet on him saying, we don't know the motive yet. We don't know the motive. Yeah, we do know the motive. The dude, I mean, look, this guy's not crazy. He's going in to work out. The motive, he wrote on social media and he wrote in his manifesto time and time again, was to murder President Trump and as many members of his administration as he could. And he came really close to it. And this video is damning. And I can see why perhaps they wanted to wait a couple days to release it. So here he is, leisurely wandering through the hotel, using his hotel key. He just checked in the day before. It was all premeditated. He took a train so that nobody would check his bags. Clearly an actual high IQ individual. Apparently he had a perfect score on his SAT. Walking around, chill. It's kind of unnerving. But anyway, we are getting this footage finally for the first time, and we get footage of him in the property, on the property, and then finally the footage. So this is just documented security camera footage of him sort of like checking out the space. Now we get trench-coated version of him walking the halls. This is the night now of the Correspondents' Dinner. The other footage was from the morning. And now we get the infamous footage, high-quality footage of the run through the actual security perimeter, the actual assassination attempt. So you can see him here. He walks into and then look at that canine unit. Look at the canine. Isn't that amazing? The dog knows. The dogs know. My dog knew. So he's lurking and entering and walking into and out of doors. Here, a lot of criticism of the officers here. We're going to get to that in just a second. You'll see that they're TSA agents and not actually uniformed Secret Service agents. And a ton of criticism of the fact that they're tearing down the mags, right? So let's continue. The dog knows that something's up with this guy. Isn't that amazing? All of the human beings were oblivious, and the dog knew. The dog knew. The dog was sitting there sniffing, smelling, and then look, here he goes. The dog was right. That dog deserves an award. So here he goes. He gets his shotgun out. Also, what the hell is this officer doing? The guy had a shotgun, so he's clearly like removing his weapon from his trench coat and his trench coat. So he gets a weapon. Here he runs with his shotgun. You can see the shells. You can see him in his little hitman LARPing uniform. He walks right through. These dudes are not at attention. They are breaking down the mags, which I don't understand why they break down the mags. I mean, the event's ongoing. Everybody's sharing this screenshot of these ladies right here looking scared, they're not armed. They're TSA agents. And so they should be scared. I'm not here to like stand for anyone. I'm just here to call balls and strikes. You see this guy with a shotgun go tearing through. This officer is the only officer. So let's go down here. We're going to break this whole thing down Zapruder style. This officer is the only officer that actually brandishes his weapon. Pretty sure it's him. And starts firing. You can see there. Right there. You can see actually the muzzle flash, right? And you can see another muzzle flash right there. And there he goes. So, and then this agent gets his firearm now out of frame. Now we have out of frame the actual gunman, Cole Allen. And there we go. Playback speed decreased to 35%. So let me just, let's just let the whole thing play here, please. So again, the dog was right. You can see there in the upper left-hand corner, Cole Allen goes into the hallway. How is he even able to get into the hallway? I mean, it really is like, this really does show just lack security. Look at the guy. Look at him looking the other way. Nobody stops him. This is police, not even Secret Service. So it's like Secret Service police. So it's like just not the top tier agents. Like these are like supposedly the protectee agents, right? He's not stopping him. He's not like jumping out right in front in order to tackle or to stop him. And there it is. It really was done in just a few seconds. And nobody was hurt. Could have been. But I don't think it's good enough to say nobody was hurt. There were a lot of agents that, obviously descended onto this moment, but I think it's a remarkable security failure. I do want to count. I mean, you can count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then by the time he runs through, you can see also through this door, 4 or 5 more agents. So you have a dozen agents at least, and this guy was able to run right through the perimeter. Whew. Okay, investigators link Cole Allen's suspected weapon to the shot that struck the Secret Service agent, not friendly fire from another law enforcement officer. So apparently he did get a shot off. He did shoot one of the agents. Perhaps it was off camera. U.S. Secret Service Director Sean Curran said the officer that night shot in the chest at point-blank range by the suspect. I mean, again, you'd know if it was a shotgun shell or if it was a pistol, right? So he confirms that the agent was indeed shot. Okay, again, probably off camera. This is not AI generated. Secret Service adamant that the agent was not struck by friendly fire. This is the new video. This is the debate. You can see this is the shotgun shell. Okay, so we were looking for that. There's the shell. This goofy dude. All right, there you go. He wanted a bloodbath. He was there with his rifle raised, pointing it right at federal agent's face. And he calls the stage is sick. Yeah. Looks clear now. You can see the shooter rush towards the metal detector, then point his weapon at the Secret Service agent. Look at how the canine cop, look how close the canine cop got to discovering the shooter. I would ask this guy, like, man, just let the dog do his work. Far be it for me to sit there and like, scold anyone, but like, what's going on here? You're clearly having a conversation with the guy. So why didn't you stop him? Dude, you had him. You had him there before he ran, and he could have really done some damage. Canine detects the threat first. Pretty neat, honestly. The dog was smarter than all the agents. Again, I'm not going to go really super hard on these unarmed TSA agents. They were just there to screen bags, and they were scared. They didn't have any firearms. Okay. And again, look at this goofy dude taking selfies. Freaking goofball. Left-wing violent LARPing is the biggest threat in the country. And there's nothing else is even close. I have to put an end to it. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.